Hallo ihr Lieben, herzlich willkommen zurück zur Excavation of Barrow. Endlich, obwohl die Dorfbewohner ja wirklich so ziemlich alles dagegen getan haben, haben wir das Hügelgrab gefunden und hatten auch einen ziemlich seltsamen Traum, der eigentlich kein Traum war, so wie dieser Kobold in dem Traum gesagt hat, das ist kein Traum. Und es hat wohl tatsächlich was mit unserer Vergangenheit zu tun, mit ihrem Vater, der wohl damals bei der ersten Ausgrabung da war und da ist irgendwas passiert und seitdem ist er ja bettlägerig und gelähmt sozusagen. So, ne? Und als wir aufgewacht sind, lag dieses Buch hier drin, obwohl die Tür ja verschlossen ist von innen. Und ich würde mal sagen, wir machen weiter und gucken uns das jetzt erstmal an.
What's this? There's a strange stone strapped to the cover.
Ein Gockel. IAW. Tag 1. Also ist das jetzt, ist das ein Tagebuch oder was? Ich bin übrigens noch so ein bisschen, also ich bin immer noch, ich bin so ein bisschen voll gepumpt mit Schmerzmedikamenten, weil ich ziemliche Gliederschmerzen und Kopfschmerzen habe und so. Keine normalen Kopfschmerzen, sondern nur so, wenn ich huste oder so, dann platzt mir der Kopf fast, aber so normal eigentlich, naja, wie auch immer. Ich gebe mir Mühe, aber es kann sein, dass ich so ein bisschen gedämpft wirke. Naja, auf jeden Fall nach einer etwas längeren Reise von Bakewell bin ich angekommen. Das ist ein kurioser Ort. Die Anwohner wirken distant, also entrückt oder so. Ich werde meinen örtlichen Kontakt morgen treffen, also werde ich früh zu Bett gehen. Ich möchte es versuchen, ein Tagebuch zu führen über meinen Aufenthalt hier und werde nicht am 3. Tag der Ausgrabung aufgeben wie normalerweise. Trotz der Aufregung möglicher neuer Entdeckungen kann ich nicht aufhören, an meine liebe Frau zu denken und wundere, ob ich sie in ihrem jetzigen Zustand hätte verlassen sollen. Ist sie krank oder schwanger? Aber gut, er sagt jetzt hier, ich muss Vertrauen darin haben, dass sie diese Krankheit besiegen wird. So wie immer, also das ist jetzt Tag 4, so wie immer habe ich mein Tagebuch aufgegeben. Das hat nichts mit der, wie sage ich das denn jetzt? Das hat nichts mit der Aufregung, die ich für diese Ausgrabung empfinde, zu tun. Also quasi, das ist nicht äquivalent zu der Aufregung, die er zu der Ausgrabung empfindet. Ja. Nach viel Vorbereitung werden wir morgen anfangen zu graben. So eine außergewöhnlicher Platz mit so einer einzigartigen Historie, also Geschichte. Wegen den Gefahren werden sie wie übersetze ich das? Wir werden ihnen standhaft entgegen, also wir werden die Gefahren aufnehmen oder so. Wir sind vorbereitet. Wir haben eine örtliche kluge Frau aufgesucht gestern und sie hat mich mit einer Tinktur versorgt für die Übelkeit meiner Geliebten. Nausea gravidarum, also ist sie schwanger und hat ganz schlimme Übelkeit, das könnte sein. Ich bin mir sicher, sie wird sich darüber freuen, wenn ich zurückkomme. Lo, weiß nicht, was Lo heißt. vielleicht irgendwie so eine Art Ausruf oder so. Ein Ort der Wunder. Ein gepflanzter Samen ist ersprossen vor unseren Augen und hat unseren Pfad erleuchtet. Die Naturgesetze haben hier keine Bedeutung. Aber ich umklammere mein Tablet. Welches Tablet? Ein Tablet mit dem Wissen, dass es das beenden wird. Rho, Theta, Epsilon, Xi. Wir haben gefunden, dass der Code einfach in der Singularität der Charakter liegt. Alle Augen müssen entgegen dem 7. Arktonic gerichtet sein. Oder in Richtung des 7. Arkontik, was auch immer das ist. Wenn die Sonne und die 2 Monde sich treffen, wird der Wächter besiegt werden. Okay. Das sind bestimmt irgendwelche Rätsel, die später kommen. Eine tote Sprache eröffnet den Pfad. For thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Für euch sei der Mond der Chef der Sterne. Hör auf die Dinge, die ich gesagt habe. Folge den Worten meines Mundes. Eröffne dich mir oder zeige dich mir. Ich habe ein Flüstern gehört. Nicht nur einmal, immer und immer wieder. Ich hörte meine Seele entleeren. 3-mal. Okay. Ja, das... krass, okay. Mysteriös.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash. I don't recognize the handwriting.
Mysteriös, wie ich jetzt schon häufiger
Maybe
gesagt
Stanley
habe,
knows
ne?
more about it.
Okay, also da gibt's nichts zu sagen. Dann gehen wir mal.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman? That were quite the tune you treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone else. You're the only guest staying here.
What's the meaning of all this? Do you propose that it manifested itself out of thin air?
Well,
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how else it could have got there. Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
Ich vertraue dem eigentlich. Ich finde ihn nett.
Take a look.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Neither can I.
Maybe someone else in the village can help you with it.
What do you make of this stone?
That's a funny-looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
Never.
Do you ever have strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
What were it about?
I was at Hobbs Barrow,
Oh?
but everything was different. Great peaks soared in the distance. And there was a creature.
A creature, you say?
Yes, a short, robed fellow, eyes as black as pitch. It told me that my father had been there in Hobbs Barrow many years ago, but something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh, the journal. You've had a premonition, lass.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense. But I'll admit it's a strange coincidence.
Now, what did I tell you about Hobbs Barrow?
That I should leave it alone?
Aye.
Hogwash.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hobbs Barrow.
What is this folk tale you mention?
Well, When I were a wee boy,
Ja,
there
ein
were talk
Goblin.
of a goblin. They say he lived inside Hob's barrow, hence the name, Hob's barrow. Hob, coming from hobgoblin, of course.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't remember anything else about it.
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him.
Ja, eben, ne?
Goodbye.
See
Wenn
you
wir den
soon.
jemals noch irgendwie treffen.
Good morning, Mr. Kemp.
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Oh dear. His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
Dieses Tara immer, was sie sagen. Es kommt mir so vor wie Tralala.
The knife is stuck deep in the table.
Ach, das ist von gestern, wo der Typ dieses Spiel gemacht hat. Was echt gefährlich ist, dass man einen Finger verliert.
Goodness me, I can't budge it.
Be careful, Miss Bateman. You'll cut yourself. I spent all morning trying to get that bloody thing out. I shall be having words with that scoundrel next time he shows his face.
Curses.
We have our very own Excalibur. It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
Keine Chance. Noch irgendwas? Nee. Na gut. Was haben wir denn auf unserer To-Do-Liste? Mr. Briden überreden. Die lokale Folklore. Okay, und das Journal.
Right, I need to convince Mr. Briden to let me excavate Hob's barrow and find out where this journal came from. I've just noticed this matchbox is completely damp from the rain. The match is no use to me anymore.
Ah, dann war das ja völlig egal, dass ich das letztes Mal... Ja, na toll.
She is busy setting up her stall. Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Also ist Markttag. Haben sie ja angekündigt, ne? Aha, da ist Father Roach.
Father Roach still looks rather pallid. Good morning, Father Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman. What a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Don't get me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed. Do you recognize this journal?
What a tatty old thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
It's not mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen it before.
Wahrscheinlich ist das von ihrem Vater, ne? Und die Frau, von der er spricht, ist wahrscheinlich ihre Mutter gewesen, als sie schwanger war, und die hatte ganz schlimme Schwangerschaftsübelkeit. Aha, und er hat dann diese Medizin von da mitgebracht, um ihr dagegen zu helfen, oder irgendwie so?
What do you make of this stone?
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography. Did you make it yourself?
No, never mind. What brings you to the square today?
I'm meeting a couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you, Father Roach, but I have quite a busy day ahead of me.
We will be at St. Edmund's, should you wish to join us later.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. let us move on.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Die Frau ist weg. Gucken, wollen wir einmal zu... Gucken wir erstmal hier noch und dann gucken wir mal ganz kurz zu Mr. Shoulders Haus. Map. Er hat seine Sachen immer noch nicht abgenommen.
Mr. Shoulder continues to prove himself elusive.
Es hängt immer alles noch genauso da wie vorher. Na gut. Gucken wir zur Railway Station und gehen wir von dort aus zurück. Achtung, Bewley Station ist geschlossen, weil die Schienen zwischen Bewley und Bakewell kaputt sind. Den kann sie ja auch gar nicht zurück, selbst wenn sie das Geld dazu hätte. Oh Mann, wir entschuldigen uns für die Unannehmlichkeiten, die das verursachen könnte. Na super. Ja.
Hello?
Gut, das, ja, war es dann wohl. Der Alte ist auch nicht da. Oh.
Thomasina!
Good morning, Arthur.
You look a bit addled. Are you feeling all right?
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
Aye, my head is pounding.
Mal wieder.
To tell you the truth, Arthur, I've had a somewhat puzzling morning.
Oh?
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Whose journal is it?
I have no idea. The text refers to some sort of excavation.
Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it?
No, it wasn't me. That's for certain. Somehow I have a clear memory of last night.
Ausnahmsweise mal.
I wonder who left me this journal then.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Please go ahead.
The writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
No, not at all. But they turn me stomach. You might want to show this to Mother Mildred.
Who is Mother Mildred?
Some think her a witch.
A witch?
Aye. She might be able to help you with the symbols.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone in a little cottage within Herne Wood here. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
You're welcome.
What do you make of this stone?
It's a good shape for skimming across water. What is it?
I'm not sure. It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
How mysterious.
I had a splendid time last night.
Aye. I even remember most of it this time.
Das ist
Thanks
schön.
for listening to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur. I see the railway station is closed. What happened?
The line is down. Track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. No trains for a day or more.
Does that mean I'm stranded here?
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital. Why do people think Mother Mildred is a witch? Just because a woman lives alone in the woods doesn't mean she flies about on a broomstick.
There's more to it than that. They say she lays with demons.
Who are they?
Oh, you know, local folk.
Hogwash.
Some also go to her for potions and spells.
Spells? Come now, Arthur.
Truth be told, she's a nice old lady. I sometimes see her foraging in the brambles around here.
Will she burn at the stake sometime soon?
You might think us backward in Bewley, Thomasina, but we're not that backward.
Sorry, Arthur. I only meant to tease. Goodbye.
Ta-ra!
Okay. Es ist ja auch der nächste Tag und dann kommen wir doch da, wo sie die Bäume gefällt haben. Weiter, glaube ich, ne?
Thomasina, dear, come say goodbye to your father. Come on now, don't make him wait.
I don't want to.
Aren't you going to miss me?
I hate you, Daddy.
Those are strong words for such a little lady.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this, little bird. You can't come with me this time, but we'll go to Seaborough next month. I promise. Oh, what a dig that shall be.
I hate you.
Well, I love you. See you soon, little bird.
Das war wahrscheinlich auch noch das letzte Mal, bevor er dann todkrank zurückgekommen ist, ne? Das ist natürlich tragisch. Das ist halt auch, wenn man so jung ist, dann bedenkt man sowas auch einfach nicht, dass das passieren kann, ne? Das bedenkt man, wenn überhaupt, dann erst, wenn man älter wird. Kommt mir das nur so vor, dass das alles irgendwie grauer.
A badger's set.
Da geht sie nicht nochmal rein, bestimmt, ne?
I shan't be visiting the badgers again. I was lucky to escape intact.
Sind die echt auch so gefährlich? Kann sein, ne? Wenn die sich bedroht fühlen.
Resin has been oozing from the stump. It looks set now. The resin has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump.
Kann ich das mit abmachen?
I've collected some waxy resin. They look somewhat like juniper berries. What are those berries you're picking?
An ancient breed, no good for eating. However, they do have some medicinal qualities.
I see. It's the old woman I saw at Bewley Station.
Ach, die. Ist die das?
It's the old woman.
Ah, ja.
Please, forgive my intrusion. Are you Mother Mildred?
Some call me that. I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewley Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off. Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own noses off if he asked them to. I recognised you the moment I laid eyes on you at the station.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a striking family resemblance. You have your father's eyes, Miss Bateman.
Ach,
You knew my father?
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young man. William.
He was here, in Bewley.
Oh, yes. A long time ago, mind. 25 years by my reckoning. But I'll never forget those eyes.
irgendwie gruselig, ne?
Why was my father in Bewley?
He were helping Samuel Briden excavate Hobbs Barrow.
You must be jesting.
Do I look like I'm jesting?
How did you come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts. Folks from all around come to me for help with their ailments. Hernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill. Your father must have caught wind of this, as one day he came to me, asking for a cure.
A cure for what?
Your mother were with child, and she was suffering the most terrible nausea.
Hab ich doch
Adam.
gesagt.
I made something to help her.
The journal. This was entered in the journal. It belongs to my father.
What journal?
Du stehst aber auch echt auf einer langen Leitung, ne?
Take a look at this. A passage recalls meeting a local wise woman to seek a tincture for his beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me. I made the tincture for him.
This is incredible.
You don't recognise your own father's handwriting?
It's been so many years since I've seen it. What do you make of this stone?
I-A-W. I haven't a clue. Perhaps it's an old folk trinket, or a talisman of some kind. The moors are steeped in folklore.
What can you tell me about the excavation?
Well, not much. I only met your father twice. The last time he asked me if I knew anything about binding magic.
Binding magic?
He said he needed it for the excavation.
Hogwash. My father is a man of logic and reason. Why would he be asking about such nonsense?
Perhaps you don't know him as well as you think you do. Anyway, I know nothing of magic and told him so. He seemed disappointed. I never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead. Samuel Briden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
You never saw my father again after the excavation?
No, I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobbs Barrow alongside Samuel Briden and my father?
From memory, it were just the two of them.
Ich dachte, es waren 3 insgesamt, ne? Briden und noch 2 andere, hat doch sein Bruder gesagt.
What do you think my father meant by binding magic?
I've no idea. He didn't explain more and I didn't wish to pry.
This just doesn't sound like my father at all.
You'll have to ask him yourself.
Tja,
I'm
das
afraid
geht
my father
schlecht.
has been incapacitated since I was a child. He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said that the flora here could cure almost any ill.
Almost, my dear. But your father's affliction sounds beyond my abilities.
The landlord of the Plough and Furrow told me about a folk tale associated with Hobbs Barrow. Something about a goblin. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale. Name any beastie you can think of and someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely. Charles Briden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
Is that so? Well, you'd best ask him about it. He knows more than I do.
Vielleicht war es ja Leonard Shoulder.
Can you tell me anything about Leonard Shoulder?
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you, Miss Walker.
So they say. My path rarely crosses with his. Let's put it that way. But he's a nice enough fellow.
I see. Do you know Lord Panswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes. The man himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach. It were all the rich food they were feeding him, nowt more.
Thank you for your help, Miss Walker.
Kurios alles,
I shouldn't
echt.
enter uninvited. The cottage is nestled cosily in the woods.
Sieht irgendwie verwachsen aus, so, ne? So, war's das jetzt?
I don't wish to give that away.
Nee, aber zeigen könntest du ihr das.
I've already shown her that.
Okay, ich glaube, mehr ist da auch nicht, ne? Na gut.
Miss Bateman,
Yes.
remember what I told you when we first met? You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Briden in that barrow. Whatever they found down there, I'd wager it got to your father too. Tell me you won't disturb Hobbs Barrow.
I can't make that promise, Mildred.
Can't say I didn't warn you. There is something unnatural about that place.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Miss Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
Ich glaube, du wirst dich noch wundern, ne?
Thomasina? Thomasina, come here this instant.
I'm playing with Josephine.
She can wait. This is very important.
I'll be back soon, Josephine. What is it, Mummy?
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear. I must go to Bakewell with haste. Miss Bowes will look after you whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He's come off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be all right?
Of course he will be fine. Your father is as strong as an ox, but I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
No, dear. Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy.
War sie da?
Mummy looks worried.
Nee, Moment, also, um die Timeline nochmal richtig hinzubringen. Er hat ja jetzt den Unfall gehabt. Also er war jetzt in Bewley. Und dann hat die Thomasina noch ein Geschwister. Die Mutter ist doch schwanger, oder nicht? Aber sie war doch zumindest dann später, als sie da in dem Krankenhaus waren, da war sie doch schwanger oder hatte sie nur einen dicken Bauch. Und ich meine, er hat ja auch Übelkeitsmedizin mitbringen wollen für sie. Also, was ist denn mit dem Kind? Weiß man ja bis jetzt noch nicht.
Josephine, it's time to go inside now. Where did Mummy go?
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
Was treibst du dich so im Wald rum, Arthur?
Arthur, you won't believe it. The journal belongs to my father. He was here in Bewley. Arthur? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember something.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Something in the woods. It will come back to me. You say your father were in Bewley?
Yes. Mildred said that he helped Samuel Briden excavate Hobbs Barrow 25 years ago.
Well, I'll be. Let's talk about it tonight at the plough.
Arthur, I must tell you about the dream I had. I was at Hobbs Barrow and there was a creature. It told me it saved my father from something inside and that I would find proof of this in the morning. Sure enough, when I awoke, the journal was in my room. Mildred confirmed the journal belonged to my father. The creature told me it could help my father again. I mean, it was merely a dream. I don't know what to think anymore. Arthur? Arthur, are you listening? Fine then, we'll talk later. I hope you piece together your memories.
Das war dann wohl sinnlos. Hätte ich mir sparen können. Was für ein seltsamer Ort, was für seltsame Menschen, so, ne? Warte mal. Ich wollte doch nochmal. Oh, Hunti.
Hey, boy.
Warte. Wo ist er hin? Ich wollte auch da noch mal kurz vorbeigucken. Oha, guck an.
Hello, dear.
Good day.
Sydney, must you be so unruly? Run along home now, won't you?
He's a little more handsome than your average Bewley resident. I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
Was?
My reputation precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James.
Ist das vielleicht der Lord? Also...
Are you a painter?
You see this beck before you. Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest. Be it a stone or a small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze. And out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises. I see a new world.
You certainly have the eloquence of an artist.
Was ist das für ein seltsamer Mensch?
What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
Indeed, my ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's not finished. Such a world is not complete without you in it.
You flatter me, James.
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
Why not?
Magnificent. You shall be the shining star of my new world.
I don't really have the time now, though. Perhaps later?
Don't fret, my dear. When the time comes, I shall call on thee.
Capital.
Das verblüfft mich jetzt so ein bisschen.
What do you make of this stone?
It looks antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina. What time do you like to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea? What makes you happy?
Ja, ne, der flirtet.
Well, I like to rise early and watch the sunrise.
With your husband, I'm sure.
No, I'm currently unentangled.
Such a view should be shared with at least a lover.
Do you deem yourself fit for this position?
Indubitably. But do go on. How do you like your tea?
Hot, with just a splash of milk.
No sugar, of course.
No sugar.
It rots the teeth. Your smile is as dazzling as the Himalayan snow.
Oh, James.
And finally, what makes you happy?
Spending time with my father.
I should like to meet him.
Perhaps you will. And you, James? I propose the same queries to you.
All in good time. My truths will surround you in good time.
Was?
Do you know Leonard Shoulder?
A man of Bewley?
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewley. Only for the visitors.
Okay.
Was that your dog?
Yes, his name is Sidney. Quite the excitable pup. Don't mind his bark. The little fellow wouldn't hurt a fly.
Vielleicht ist das Lord James Penswick. Man weiß es nicht. Würde mich nicht wundern.
What do you know of Lord Penswick?
A fine gentleman. Now that is someone who commands respect.
Do you know him personally?
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Goodbye.
See you soon, my
Wie
dear.
seltsam wäre das, wenn er das gerade über sich selbst gesagt hätte, ne? James. Okay. Also, es ist echt, ja, sehr unterhaltsam und mysteriös und so, ne? Also, gefällt mir. Das Einzige, was ich so ein bisschen schade finde, ist, dass die Farbpalette so gedämpft ist, so, ne? Also, ja, weiß nicht, ne? So gräulich. Aber vielleicht gehört das auch dazu, irgendwie.
It's locked.
Ach, die sind noch nicht da, okay. Vielleicht, ich habe gedacht, vielleicht sind die schon da. Ich will einmal kurz nur mal gucken zu diesem Devil's Toe. Ob hier irgendwas ist. Da war ja auch dieses blonde Mädchen, die Roma, ne?
The Devil's Toe, a local landmark. What a peculiar name. I can't quite see the resemblance myself.
Okay, da ist sonst doch nichts. Aha, wir kommen wieder hier an, alles klar. Dann Bridens Farm, Railway Station, dann gehen wir zum Square. Die haben noch nicht aufgebaut. Katz. Oh Gott, muss ich Platz machen. Oh. Gut, dann was können wir noch machen? Können wir noch mal vielleicht mit dem... Mr. Crozier.
Good day.
Hey up.
Look at this, Mr. Crozier. It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye? Why are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Have you gone daft? Why would I have your father's journal?
Never mind. Did the sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
I found out my father visited Bewley 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were you here for?
That's what I intend to find out. What do you make of this stone?
Don't look like out to me.
Out heißt ja nichts, ne?
Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye. The old cobbler used to tell me some right stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
A goblin, you say? I take it this cobbler was a regular at the Plough and Furrow?
Never drank a day in his life.
Okay.
Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Yes, I'm familiar with the cairn.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle. Can't say I've seen her myself, mind.
Mhm. Ist ja quasi, wenn man dann Don't see an Ort, das ist ja quasi auch eine doppelte Verneinung, ne?
Do you know any other stories about this goblin?
I don't have the time to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Apologies. I'm having some trouble extricating a knife from a table in the Plough and Furrow. Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here. That were a struggle. Here you are.
Ach, das ist
Thank you so
das
much.
ist ja freundlich.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Ja, das ist echt nett. Okay, ich würde mal sagen, wir gehen zu Mr. Bridens Farm.
Mummy?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
What are you burning?
Nothing. Just waste. Now go inside.
Oh, hier.
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
Waste. Burn it.
Was war das? Bücher über Magie oder Abrax?
He's doing well to be maintaining all this land at his advanced age. Good day, Mr. Briden.
Miss,
I'll
stop you there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no digging here, lass.
Mr. Briden, allow me to explain. There has been an astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh.
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
The answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But...
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
Look, Mr. Briden, my father's journal. It confirms he was with your brother during the excavation of Hobbs Barrow.
Ha! Take that away from me. I'll be having none of that.
What do you make of this stone, Mr. Briden? It was strapped to my father's journal.
Wait a minute. Let me see that. By God. Wait here a moment. I need to get something from inside.
I waited for what felt like an age. I now realise that Mr. Briden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me. The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog. Finally, Mr. Briden emerged.
Now then, as far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
Oh.
Incredible. A pear.
That's been in my drawer ever since Samuel passed. I suppose it might be important, so I kept it safe. Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Briden, allow me to excavate Hobbs Barrow, a place that is no more than dirt and stone.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
I'm not.
Samuel managed to say one thing about those men that helped him. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
My father.
You what?
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and unable to talk.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
Mr. Briden, we must rely on our rational faculties to explain any...
Promise me you'll be careful. Any sign of trouble, leave without hesitation and we board that accursed place up again. Understood?
Wait, you're giving me permission to excavate?
Aye. Against me better judgment. I don't have the energy to stop you, lass.
Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Don't make me regret my decision. Take Samuel's stone.
Are you sure?
Aye. Give it back to me when you're finished, though.
I promise. Thank you. I'll be sure to show you my discoveries, Mr. Briden.
I'd rather you don't. Now then, I've got things to get on with.
I don't suppose you can spare any labour to help me with the dig?
Don't push your luck, lass. Market's on today. Plenty of able-bodied men about. Ta-ra now.
And like that, I finally had permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow. As exciting as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Briden said of his brother's associate. There was no doubt in my mind that father was the stricken man he spoke of. You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me, to stop me from following in his footsteps. You failed. And so did Charles Briden. He should have said no.
Oh Mann. Er wollte ja auch zuerst gar nicht Ja sagen.
You should have never given me that stone.
Oh Mann. Ja, ich würde mal sagen, das war's für diese Folge. In der nächsten gucken wir mal, ob der Markt eröffnet ist oder so und ob wir irgendwie Hilfe finden. Was ist denn jetzt auf der To-Do-Liste? Okay, haben wir noch nicht alles? Ja, also vielleicht kann der Lord, euer Lordschaft mir helfen. Vielleicht ja James, vielleicht ist er ja der Lord. Ja, wir werden sehen, ne? Spannend, spannend. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, dann lasst mir einen Daumen hoch da. Vielleicht auch ein Abo, wenn ihr Bock habt. Sagt mal Tschüss. Dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal. Ja, jetzt haust du auch ab, ne? Ciao.